Howdy and welcome back to Texas Traveler RC. Today we're going to begin the build of our Ace Bingo, which is a Doc Mathews designed airplane that was based off of plans that he put on RCM that eventually got picked up by Ace. In my previous video where I announced doing this with Chris at PERKY Planes, I'd said that his Cloud Dancer, which is also kitted by Ace, was Doc Mathews design, and that was incorrect. It's actually a Fred Reese design. I just always, when you say Ace, I think Doc Mathews. He did a bunch of their 4 stars and the bingo and things of that nature that got kitted by Ace. Anyway, we're going to start this today. I planned on powering this with Enya 90, but the Enya 90 has a short propeller shaft and doesn't set up well for using a spinner, and I really want to use a spinner with this. So I'm going to have to drop back and think of something else to power it with. Maybe get another 90 size 4-stroke or just use a 60 size 2-stroke. Anyway, we've got some time before I got to make that decision. Today we're going to start out on the wing, and basically I'm just going to do one wing half, and once that's done we'll turn around and do the other half, but I'm not going to video that. There's no sense in you guys watching me do the same thing 2 times. So I think the best way to proceed forward with this is just go ahead and do one half, show you guys. I'm not going to sit here and video everything I do. I'll probably do each step in the manual, video that, and then go and carry that on through. That way these videos aren't super long. Anyway, I've got the instruction manual from the Ace kit. I've got the RCM plans, which are almost identical. I've even got a product review on the kit. These are always good to find because sometimes they point out stuff in the building process that the manual doesn't cover. I've read through this and it really doesn't seem that way. It seems that he built this almost identical to the kit and didn't really have any comments build wise that we'll be picking up on this. A lot of his was just set up and flying comments where that's meat and potatoes of that. Anywho, we're going to get started on this, and I'll be back in a bit when I have everything laid out to start the first operation of this build. Okay, after we've made sure that all of our ribs are in good shape, which they were, the next step is to put down this 1¼ inch sheeting that goes on the on the trailing edge of the wing, and this 1/4 by 1/4 and 1/4 by 1/2 bottom spars sheeting for the trailing edge I had to cut using my balsa stripper. It's an insanely great tool to have. Rob Reynolds, who did this short kit, actually reviewed that particular stripper on his YouTube channel, and it is a great product. So much better than like the Master Air Screw ones, which, I mean, they're fine strippers too, but this thing is amazing. So anyway, I had to strip a piece of balsa out. I've got these 2 spars cross pinned in here. We're working from the center of the wing out, so all my extra is out here on the wing tip, and we'll move on from there. When I last left you guys, I had these 2 spars and this trailing edge sheeting pinned to the plans. From there, and I'm used to starting from the inboard of the wing, but the instructions say to start from the outside. Started gluing in ribs, and because this is hardwood, we had to use thick CA on these 2 spar supports, or 2 spar gloop joints. Back here on the sheeting, once I got these in and got them all squared up and started letting the thick CA set, I would go back here and hit this with thin because it's balsa to balsa, and let the thin wick in. I have, and maybe this is just me, I haven't been that impressed. I like the Starbond glues, but I haven't been that impressed with their thin. So I went back and tried some Bob Smith, and man, they're super thin. I think that I'm not going to use a Starbond thin anymore. It'll all be this. It just seems to flow and wick a lot better. Anyway, we're going to move on. You have 3 ribs at the root that are in a sheeted section, so they're different from the rest of them. So I've got to do some sheeting down here to start with, and then I'll focus on putting those ribs on, and I'll show you what I did when I get done with that. Okay, so the next thing that the manual says to do is to put the sheeting down here between the main spar and the rear spar. And actually, I think that this trailing edge sheeting should have came all the way down, and then we laid a strip in there, but I didn't do that, so just kind of had to rig as we go. I'll do the other side right. You know, we're going to have a spar, we're going to have a trailing edge spar. I don't think that's going to be that big of a deal. Plus, we're going to have fiberglass in here. I don't think this is going to be a huge strength required area, but we'll go with that. The next thing is to get these ribs that don't have notches cut out in the back for the sheeting, for this sheeting to go in here. There'll be one here, here, and then this one on the end will have an angle to it. I'm going to have to look through the parts to see if that was cut, or I need to make a little jig to do that, but it'll have an angle to it for your dihedral. So this is where we're going to end this particular video. I ran into an issue with some plywood parts that I'm going to have to make myself today. Well, once I get some 1/4 inch plywood, once I get that done, we'll continue where we left off. I want to thank Chris for mentioning me in his channel, and I'll be linking his video on his Cloud Dancer build below. Until next time, God bless and stay safe.